Hello, I'm Janna, and welcome back to the Crafty Corner. Today, we're going to be having a play with the adorable Colorize die Oliver, and we're going to be doing a mixed media journal spread. If you'd like to see exactly which supplies we're going to be using, go ahead and pause here. All right, let's head over to the Crafty Corner. Today we're going to be doing a mixed media journal piece featuring this adorable bunny rabbit. This is the Tim Holtz die set Oliver, and it's one of the Colorize sets. He is so adorable. I thought he would make a great addition to turn into a Valentine's Day themed mixed media piece. And my best friend today is going to be my die pick because he has got so many tiny pieces. I'm going to want that little die pick as an extra hand to help scoop these pieces up while we glue them in place later on. We're also going to be pulling in a bunch of other Sizzix die sets to help us create the scene. So first things first, we need to create a landing zone for Oliver to hop into. I've decided to go with my mixed media journal, and I'm just spraying down a foundation of some Distress Oxide tumble glass. We're just spraying direct to paper, and then I'm going to be going in with the Distress Sprayer to move around some of the Distress Oxide. But first, I want to do a little bit of quick cleanup on the glass mat. So just taking my towel and cleaning that up so I'm not working in sludge. Now we can take the sprayer and drip a bit to get our oxide spray moving, and then we can create a lovely background. I am pulling in the Ranger heat tool to help things dry just a little bit quicker. So we're just going to keep moving that around. It's getting nice and flowy. We're getting that really cool chalky look that oxide gives us. And I'm going to try to fade it out a little bit at the bottom because we're going to add in some snowy hills. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that yet, but I did want to get a little bit of a fade. Now, another die set that we're going to be pulling in is this fantastic thin ice die set, but I'm not looking for the cute little skater. I want the trees because they are snow covered, and I was thinking we could do a little bit of alteration on them to make them a little bit more Valentine's Day themed. So we're just going to finish up and move on to the next thing. Now we have a side order, and this is love notes. We're going to be using that fantastic candy heart box, and that will be a little prop for our adorable bunny rabbit to hang on to. The other die set that we're going to be using today is Falling Hearts. I love Falling Hearts. Not only is it a great backdrop piece, but the little hearts that fall out are perfect for embellishing other elements. So we're actually aiming for the teeny tiny hearts today. But Oliver is definitely going to be the star of the show, and he is an adorable bunny. I'm calling this piece Some Bunny to Love. And who could not love a bunny as adorable as Oliver? All right, so our background is looking pretty good. That's dry, but you know what? I do want some more splotchiness, so we're going to add some more drip drops of water. And again, I'm going to go through and dry that off with the Ranger heat tool before we start working on our scene building. All right, so all dry and ready to build. So I think we're going to start with the ground. And for the ground, I want to use a few different papers. We've got some worn wallpaper. We've got some Distress White Heavy Stock. I've also got some of the two-tone wood craft paper, which is pretty neat. That is going to give us some interesting texture. Now with my recoil scissors, we're just going to cut some hill shapes, and we're going to just collage these onto the bottom of our journal page. I want to layer this up and get some different textures going and a few different colors of white and gray. So we'll just cut them out with the scissors. Now, if the pieces are too big, it's not a big deal because I can easily trim these down. But the main thing is just to get our layers in order, and I'm just going to kind of build as we cut, and we'll figure it out from there. Some more of that beautiful worn wallpaper. That's going to be great for layering. It may have flowers in it, but it's going to also have some just fun layers to add into the background. So right now I'm just kind of playing with how I want the composition of this piece to go, and then I'll commit with some collage medium. So just kind of experimenting, moving things around, and once I've got a good setup, I'll grab the glue. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see, maybe another piece in the back. There we go. Yeah, so this is just the building phase, trying different things out and seeing what's going to work. Maybe some more of the wood grain cardstock. That stuff is absolutely fantastic. Now that I have all of my pieces, we are going to take the large one and glue that down with some collage medium. I'm going to start working from back to front. And this is going to give us a really cool layered look and our snowy background. So we're just going to take the collage medium, spread that around, put a layer down. It's okay if it hangs off the edge because we can completely trim this down later. The main thing is to get our pieces on and get them nice and dry. So we'll just keep going in with the collage medium and layering things up. Let's see here. Let's take some of the worn wallpaper next. So it doesn't matter if it goes all the way to the edge of the paper or not. I can use other pieces to layer in so we can still get some really cool dimension going. There we go. Interesting. And let's see, what's going to fit over there? Kind of lost my order, so I'm going to have to do just a little bit of rough placement, and we're going to just figure this out as we go along. Okay. I love collaging like this. It's very freeform, very organic, and you never know exactly which results you're going to get. I kind of have a vague idea of what I want to make, but I'm just kind of letting the paper take its own journey, and we're just going to see where we end up and embellish around it from there. Okay, that gray accent is really making me happy. Now we're going to add in some of that lovely wood grain. There we go. And then I'll finish the rest off with some of the white cardstock. Now, the nice thing about the collage medium is that it's got a pretty quick drying time. Usually about 10 minutes in optimal conditions will have everything set so that you can manipulate it and trim edges as needed. As always, collage medium drying time is going to vary depending on your environment. Nice dry environment, easy dry time of 10. Hot and humid, expect 15, maybe even a little bit more. So we've got that. Now I could go ahead and snip off the edges, and we could then add in more to our scene. I think the next thing that we will be adding in are the trees. Okay, all trimmed. That's looking pretty good. I'm loving all the layers of paper. We've got some interesting color and texture contrasts going on. So I'm just going to quickly clear my workspace, and then we're going to bring in our next set of dies. You know what? The sky's looking a little plain. Let's go in and add some fluffy clouds. Now for the fluffy clouds, I am pulling in some heavy white gesso. I want a little bit of texture and just something that's not going to show the blue underneath too much. Just taking a dry brush and we're dabbing that on, going for light and fluffy clouds. Yeah, so far, not bad. It's very floofy. I think we'll add a couple more, maybe a few on the left and maybe another one on the right. The clouds will definitely add some variance to the piece, and it looks really good against our tumble glass background. So just taking the brush, lightly dabbing, and making sure that the bristles aren't getting too smushed or waterlogged. There we go. we've got our fluffy little clouds. Now, I think it is time for some trees. So we're going to be pulling in the die set thin ice that I have die cut some trees from. Now the trees were cut from some Sizzix cardstock, and it's got this nice little bit of texture on them. I also added some double-sided sticky tape to the green cardstock, so these are going to be super easy to add to our seed. Double-sided sticky tape is definitely your friend when you're doing a lot of assembly or have dies with lots of intricate cuts. Much easier than fighting with glue. So just peeling off the sticky backing, and we'll be able to set these up pretty quickly. Now this one didn't get tape all the way through, so just a teeny tiny bit of collage medium to help hold everything down. All right, we have trees. Now these trees have more than one part. There is the trunk, and then there's also the little fluffy bits of snow. So we're going to add the tree trunk's nest, and then we'll be able to go back and add the snow to all of the branches. All we need is a thin line going down the middle of the trees, and that will allow us to stick the trunk piece in. Okay, pretty easy to line up and place that down. Looking pretty good. Now, the bark was die cut from some Tim Holtz packaging. I always save the packaging from the stencils and ideology components, so I will always have these really cool pieces of scrap always available and ready to craft with. Definitely saving packaging is one of my favorite ways to incorporate more texture into different pieces. So the tree trunks are looking pretty good. Next, we're going to be pulling in some more pieces to add the snowy bits to the tree. And I'm just going to use a little bit of collage medium to help stick everything in place. Just a little bit on the branches, and then we can put that fallen snow on there. If you look really closely at the tree branches, you're going to notice some relief marks. These are the little lineups to help you figure out where to place the snowy bits. I do find them a little hard to see, but looking at the Sizzix die set, you can definitely tell from the picture about where everything should end up. So we're going to go ahead and place the rest of these down. While we do that, let's go ahead and put the rest of this on fast forward. Our background is looking pretty good. The trees are looking nice and snowy. So now it is time to turn our attention to our main focal point, Oliver the bunny rabbit. So we're going to go ahead and put this on fast forward as we assemble Oliver. How can you say no to that cute little bunny? Here is Oliver all assembled. Now, if you didn't catch it, most of Oliver was put together using some of the packaging from a Tim Holtz stencil set, and that gives us that really cool gradient on the rabbit. It kind of even looks like fur. Now, we're going to be taking love notes, and we're going to be putting together the cute candy box. Oliver needs something to hold, and what better than a giant box of chocolates. So I die cut these pieces out of some of the Confections craft stock paper by Ideology. We've got a lovely shade of pink and some gold for the ribbon. Now we're just assembling this pretty quickly using just a dash of collage medium. Okay, everything is lined up. And now for the little ribbon. Perfect. So the box of chocolate is all ready. Now the next question is, how is Oliver going to be holding this? Well, this is pretty simple, and this is a quick trick to allow your characters to hold things. All we need to do is take the scissors and we're going to start cutting just above the tail, and we're going to cut around his arm, because once the arm is free from the rest of the character, we can lift it up and slip the chocolate box right underneath so it looks like he is hanging onto it. There we go. Working our way around. Perfect. Now we can just slip that under his arm, and he's now holding that box of chocolate. So cute. All right. Now we need to add him into our Valentine's Day scene. What we're going to do is add in a dash of collage medium, and then we can put Oliver in the scene and add some props. Okay, looks like he's got plenty of glue. Let's go ahead and place him down at the bottom of our scene. Excellent. Now we could just take the candy box, add a little glue to the back, carefully lift up his paw, and slide that underneath. There we go. That is adorable. I love it. So just hold that for a second, and we are good. So we've got our main focal point. Now we need to do a little bit more embellishment. I want to add some of those hearts from Falling Hearts onto our trees. So they're going to be kind of like decorations on those nice snowy trees. We're going to add some glue, a few dots here, a few dots there, and then we will be adding in some of those beautiful hearts. And these hearts were die cut from some of the metallic ideology craft stock. All right, so we're just going to quickly add in all of these hearts. And to add these, I did pick up most of these by hand, but at some point I'm going to probably want to pull in the die pick. The die pick definitely helps move little pieces along. All right, our hearts are decorated. We've got beautiful trees filled with sparkling hearts. But the last thing I want to do to embellish the scene is add some fluffy snowflakes. This is one of the mini stencils that came with Dash Away from the exclusive Simon Says Stamp December die set. This was 2 years ago or so. But either way, I like these little stencils, and they are very convenient for adding just a little bit of snowy texture into a small background. And I've got some Ranger opaque white texture paste to give us some beautiful fluffy snowflakes. I like how small the stencil is because it's really easy to slip into some tight quarters and add more snow without squishing our other snowflakes. Okay, just a little bit more and we should be good on snow. We're just going to add a little bit more here and there, fill in some of the gaps. Now, for the texture paste, it's probably going to take up to 20 minutes to dry again. This could change depending on your environment. It is pretty dry right now. We've got the furnace going and lots of dry heat blowing. So I'm anticipating 30 minutes, maybe less, for this to dry. All right, we've got our snow. And don't forget, wash your stencil right away. Otherwise, that texture paste is going to solidify, and that's a pain to remove. Now, for finishing touches on our background, I wanted to pull in some distress spritz. This spritz color is tumbled glass, so we've given it a really good shake to make sure everything incorporates nicely. And now we've done a very light spritz, incorporating a little bit of extra sparkle. To finish this off completely, we need some stickers. And I'm pulling in the Tim Holtz sticker book. This is the metallic one. Very pretty, and it's got white with gold or black with gold little quotes, and I've got the black with gold. So there we go. We have got our finishing touches for our seed. For our little bit of added text, I decided to go with smitten, XOX, because who would not be smitten with this adorable little bunny rabbit? Oliver is just too cute. Thank you so much for joining me here today at the Crafty Corner for some more Valentine's Day fun. Here we decided to create a quick little mixed media journal scene featuring Oliver the Bunny from TH Sizzix Colorize. I hope that you enjoyed today's crafty project, and until next time, happy crafting!